Here, fix that. Hi, it says I'm live. Is anybody here? I'm going to play. I'm going to play my piano for a minute as people come on. Larry, would you get my cell phone? Look at that beautiful view. The sun is going down. I'm a Christian, and I try to do things. I have a surprise for you. You must stay here because you will be shocked. You will like what I have, the surprise I have. Okay, put that thing right here, like this thing. This thing out here. I'm going to quote Mike from Profiling Evil, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. I told you I'm new to playing piano. I'm learning how to read music and how to play, so I'm not that good. But which one of you guys has had a really, really bad week? We're going to vote who had the worst week ever. I had the worst week because my tooth is missing. I'm going to play, like I said, I'm a Christian. We're Christians, but that doesn't mean we're good people. We're just trying our best. And I'm going to play a song that I really like that was one of the 8 from the 70s, from the praise hymns. And I'm not good. I told you, I have a hard time playing. And I don't know what this is going to sound like. So it's called Glorify Thy Name. It's Father, we love you. We worship and adore you. Glorify. Anybody remember that one? It's an old one from the 1970s, 1976, from Maranatha Music. So I've been thinking about this fibromyalgia stuff and the impact it has on our life, and how people see us, how we perceive ourselves, and that some don't believe that we're ill because we don't look ill. They don't believe we're in pain because we're not crying and freaking out. Well, sometimes, yeah. So some of us have had a really hard life and not believed. How about any of you here? Have you ever gone to the doctor and told them that you had fibromyalgia and they go, there is no such thing as fibromyalgia. It is just a disgruntled, fat housewife's illness, all in her head. The pain is all in her head. You don't have anything wrong. You're just drug seeking and you want to have Social Security disability. You don't want to work. Well, that's not my case. I loved my job. I sold real estate. I don't need to work because I collect welfare. No, my husband takes care of me. Come here, Felix, and my cat. Felix loves the piano. He absolutely loves the piano. He was here last week. So I'm going to draw something out of a hat. Felix is going to pick. It's going to come out of the hat. But at the end of the live, I'm going to only do a short live because I don't feel good. I had a horrible stomach ache because I'm allergic to corn syrup, and people with EDS, Ehlers-Danlos, they have a lot of allergies. So, but I want you to write in the live, I mean, if you can, write in the comments why you deserve to be picked something out of the hat. I mean, something that you've had tragic, you have a loved one, you lost your job, you don't know what to do. There's something nice in there, and I think you'll like it. And I have 2 envelopes, and I will send it to you. I'll pay for the shipping. It's not very large, but anyway. So who has had a horrible, horrible week or month or year? Felix has had a horrible year. Otis has had a horrible year. He's peeing in the house everywhere. And Marley, our golden retriever, had to be put to sleep this last week and last month. And that was really hard. Our vet came over and did that. He put Marley to sleep. Anyway, you know, I look back at some of my videos where I was crying and I was telling about my life story where my father had beaten me and just about put me in the hospital. My father hated me. But these things are true. It happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to some of you where you've been beaten by your husbands or a loved one or your parents, and you deserve better. I deserve my tooth. I had a bunch of dental implant work, and the implant got infected, and so I got a bridge, little what do they call, flipper, and it didn't work. I mean, it works fine, but anyway, it feels better. I can't talk with the flipper. The flipper is broken. Otis has chewed it twice, and the $385. And let me tell you, we don't have the $385 to pay for a second and third one. Look at this. Felix the cat. Wonderful, wonderful cat. Maybe I can get Bugsy. Bugsy! Have you seen Bugsy? My rag doll. He's a butt. Anyway, I was thinking about my life story and how I put it out on the internet, and it's sad, very, very sad, and I was crying, and rightly so. And I've been watching a lot of these true crime things, and frankly, it's just bringing me down. Seeing all the terrible things that happen. Everybody, welcome to. So, anyway, when I tell my stories and they're true, how do you feel? How does it make you feel inside when you hear how I was beaten, how my father tried to kill me, how I tried to commit suicide a few times because my father told me how to do it, what to do, because he couldn't stand me. And like I said, these are true. So I want you to vote amongst yourself who you think, which person here in the comments section deserves something in the hat. So you'll have to pick out the person. Anyway, even though these stories are true, I know the Bible says to think on these things whatsoever is pure, lovely, and good. Think on those things. And looking at evil stuff and death and stuff, that's not thinking about good things. I don't know. It is kind of bringing me down. And this is one of the reasons I got out of law enforcement. So I was a sheriff's deputy when I was in my mid-20s, early 20s. Graduated from academy. And then I couldn't stand all the bad things that were happening, all the death that I saw. There were things that no human should see. So it was really sad. And I didn't make it 5 years because I just had to get out. So I have been thinking about the things we've been looking at, this true crime and focusing on it and reading all about it. Yes, it's true, but it's not lovely. It's sad. And that's their train wreck. We have our own train wreck. We have our own sadness. We each have a bad story. And believe me, if you have fibromyalgia, you are most likely had a hard life, a very hard beginning. So that is, there's a book called The Body Remembers, and I would like to go through the book. And then don't get the workbook, but get the Body Remembers. And it maps out and tells exactly what causes illnesses and autoimmune stuff. Here comes my husband. He's building the fence. We're removing the decking here. We're getting all glass because of the view. We're getting glass. It's going to be all glass. There won't be any. Well, so it's going to be really nice, but I don't know. It's kind of expensive. Anyway, so which person do you think needs? I can't read let me read the few of these. Okay, I want you guys to vote. Who deserves, I'm going to pick two names. I cried for you with Marley, broke my heart. Yeah, it was sad. It's been a rough several years. Life ever Amber, yeah. But this week hasn't been too bad for me. I had a terrible ex. I lost everything because of him, except for my faith. Amen. Ocean waves. Look at my beautiful piano, and I don't play that well. It's a Boston Steinway. You can see it's got made by Steinway. It's Steinway parts. A Steinway is way out of my price range. Anyway, look at my beautiful view. I feel so blessed to have such a beautiful view. Our house is older, but I don't care. I love our setting. We don't have that many neighbors. We do have neighbors, but they're far away. And I'm going to buy the Motorola across the street. Haven't told Larry yet. Anyway, I wonder how much of this true crime stuff has, like with Shanann. I started watching Shanann. I've been always interested in true crime because of my father was a scam artist, and a lot of people, the FBI believed that he killed several women. He had a phony Maranatha business. He was a liar and a thief. He stole a Goodwill truck. My dad stole a Goodwill donation truck back in the 70s. No, in the 60s. And he brought it home. And I was so upset. I thought, Mom, that's stealing. Anyway, my parents went through the Goodwill truck and brought stuff out and sold stuff. I was so mad at my mom. Okay. Let's see. Very sad. Yeah, Marley, she lived a good life. She did. Oh, did you start methyl B12, selenium, laxum? How long ago did you start the methyl B12? Did you guys vote for somebody? Now, I want you to read each other's stories. And I want you to pick out 2 people that you believe deserve a little, could be a box of candy, could be a stick of gum, could be 10 cents or no sense, might not make no sense. But I got to thinking about all this stuff. My husband doesn't like me focusing on this true crime. He says he thinks it's bad. And it could be. I don't know. Yeah, I do know. It's bad. It's not good for you. But I'm going to quote, I hope I don't get in trouble. This is from Profiling Evil. And this is his choir practice 15 discussion on cults and what it's like to be recruited by a cult. I wrote something. This is my comment. Like I said, I hope I don't get in trouble. Mike gives more than an info snack. He gives us a full meal deal. What he has to share is epic, especially for those like myself and so many others of us today who are struggling and suffering so much, and we're feeling overwhelmed. There are days I feel so overwhelmed from the pain, and I think I shared with you a couple of weeks ago. I got in my car and I wanted to just die. I never wanted to come back. I didn't want to kill myself. I'm too chicken. But I'm going to only go half an hour. So at 4:30, we're going to end the live, but then I'm going to pick out 2 names. But I mean, you're going to pick out 2 names and highlight my name. You go use the @ and then Zelda, so I can see that. So I was overwhelmed and I was crying, and I was driving, and I drove I was going to go out to Detroit Lake. I told you that's where the fire was, where that young boy, the 13-year-old who was found with his dog in his lap and his grandma in the car, and his mom had burned her feet, was so burned she was unrecognizable, and she burned her feet clear to the bone. And her husband came along and saw this woman that was dressed in her bikini. Well, her clothes had burned off, and she couldn't even talk because her hair and her mouth was burned. And she tried to tell her husband, "I'm your wife." And he was heading back to try to get his son and his mom, but they had died in the fire that was just over the hill from me. I don't know why I wanted to go to Detroit Lake, and I wanted to take the back road, but I took my gun with me. But I would never do that by gun. But I did want to die. I was just sick of the pain, sick of living, sick of life, and I had I had a little bit of music talent when I was little. I was 5 years old, and I begged my mom, begged and begged for a piano. She told me I was too stupid to learn. Well, if you look at after 2 months, I learned how to play prelude and fugue in C major, and I've had two teachers tell me, "You are talented." But I'm 68 years old, 67 years old when I started playing. My husband got this piano for me. My kids play. My son he took 12 years of piano, and he is a music prodigy. He is really, really good. So all my efforts went in for him, and I didn't take piano lessons. There was just no time. I was working full time. But I've always been angry at my mom and dad for never blessing me with a piano or doing something for me. And I've had all this anger held in about that and thinking, damn them. My other two sisters have PhDs. One's a University of Oregon professor, and the other one's a psychologist for the state of Oregon. So they're highly educated. And I didn't barely pass high school because I was raped when I was 17. I kept my baby. And I didn't want to abort it. And I loved my baby. I went to a home for unwed mothers. Went to Booth Memorial Hospital when I was 17. And my mom and dad rejected me. They would not speak to me. Here I needed the time of my life when I needed a mom. She wouldn't even speak to me. I'd call my parents' house and my mom would hang up on me because she said I was just a nasty whore for getting pregnant. That I did something to get pregnant. Well, this guy that raped me is the creepiest guy. Oh my gosh. He was with Alice Cooper's group there in San Bernardino, Loma Linda area. And I had nowhere to go. And I stayed there and he raped me. And I just thought it was the most horrible experience. And then I went when I was 3 months pregnant. My mom drove me the 3 hours from San Diego to Booth Memorial Hospital in East LA. And it was a Catholic hospital. And she didn't talk to me the whole way. And she was so ashamed of me. And she went in to fill up the paperwork. And we had just lost our home. We lost everything in the flood in Loma Linda. If you look up the flood of 1969, February 1969, on a Tuesday, everything, our house was completely wiped off its foundation. So I've been angry at my mom. And she went in to fill up the paperwork and she told me I had a half a bag of clothing. That's all I had because everything had gotten destroyed in the flood. You can look at the pictures. It's horrible. Our house was completely destroyed. But the horrible thing is my mom never talked to me. And I needed her. And she went inside to fill the paperwork and she told me to take my stuff, and then none took me up to my room. And I met my roommate and I, put my 2 pairs of underwear and my tennis shoes away, and that's all I had. And I went downstairs to see my mom and I wanted to show her my room. She drove away. She didn't even say goodbye. She didn't talk to me for 6 months. It was Thanksgiving Day when my dad's brother Art and his wife picked me up the day before Thanksgiving, picked me up at Booth Memorial Hospital because they didn't agree with my parents. They thought it was horrible and they were supportive to me. And they took me to their house. And I had my son on December 13. So Thanksgiving was about 3 weeks before my son was born. My father found out that I was visiting, that Art and Mary had got me out of Booth Memorial Hospital. And Bob came to their house and he says, "Where is that GD whore? I'm going to kick that bastard child out of her." He wanted to kill the baby, kick me in the stomach. He had a fetish about me getting pregnant, even though his brother molested me. Oh, I was molested so many times. Anyway, so I've been angry about this, that my mom could be so cruel to never let me have piano lessons and tell me how stupid. Well, I was stupid. I failed. I couldn't even get anything above a C. I got all D's and F's because I was taking care of my sisters who are 7 and 9 years younger than me. Oh, there's Otis. Otis, stop it. Larry. Oh, sorry, I didn't know somebody was wanting out. Stop them from barking. Hi, Otis. Are you in your mood now, huh? Leslie? Yeah. I'm on a live stream. Don't let Otis bark. What? I'm on the YouTube live stream. I'm gonna go a little bit over. Anyway, so Art and Mary were very supportive, and I was washing dishes Thanksgiving Day, and I put my finger in a cup, and I broke the cup. You can see these two scars I have on my finger, and I were bleeding, so they rushed me to Loma Linda Hospital. And Art says, this woman, can't you see she's bleeding to death? I'm going, I'm not bleeding. So anyway, Art was very loving and caring. And when Bob came to my house and said that he was going to kill the baby, the bastard child within me, I ran, and Art called the cops, and he says, "Don't you touch that girl." So at least I had somebody who was helping me. And but I needed my mom. I was 17. I just turned 17 when I got pregnant, and I was still 17 when I had my son. And I went to work at Winchels Donuts because I was almost being forced to give the baby away. Don't leave yet. Did you pick somebody who you think deserves one of these? There's two people. Did you pick 2 people? So I needed somebody, and I had a dream in October. I had a dream, and I used to love my baby. I would rock and I would hold him. And I had a dream that God told me it was a boy and to name him Timothy. And I did, and it was a boy. And the nuns told me that nobody would like me. I wouldn't find anybody to marry me because I had a baby and I'd be on welfare. Well, I wanted to prove them wrong. I didn't want to be on welfare, and I was going to find somebody to love me. And where are you going? So I I was really upset that, and I wanted to prove them wrong. So it was a week after my son was born, and I went to Winchels. It was right before New Year's, and I walked in and I told her my baby was a month old. I shouldn't have been on my feet. And I went to work at Winchels Donuts. Well, New Year's Day, which is 2 weeks after my son was born, this handsome sailor walked in. Larry, that's my husband. I met him when I was 17 still, because I didn't turn 18 until I was January 14. So I met a wonderful man, and he loved me and he accepted me for who I am. But I thought all that energy of hatred and anger to my parents, and they don't feel anger. They didn't believe I was sick. They didn't believe that I had pain. My sisters didn't believe it. No one believed in my family believed that I had any pain or suffering. And they just didn't care. They just didn't care. But I had a husband who cares and who loves me. He's had cancer. And we've had a lot of problems with family members. Here, Buggers. Bugsy, come here. Come here and say hi to everybody. Here, Bugs. Buggers. So, I'm getting a call and I'll have to ignore this. So all this energy of negative feeling and stuff, of hate, angry at my parents, they're dead. They can't feel it. And that anger only hurt me. And that anger and that rage that I felt my whole life of them being so uncaring and unloving to me, and raising my baby myself because I didn't want to be on welfare and working hard. Larry, I'm on a live. So anyway, I have to forgive and go on. And this is where I want to... Larry, I'm on a live. Okay, Mike gives more than an info snack. I like it's a crime. He gives us a full meal deal. What he has to share is epic, especially for those like myself and so many of us today who are struggling and suffering so much, and we're feeling overwhelmed. Please listen to what Mike has to share. This can be a life changer. I've written it out so you can read what was said, but I think it would be wise to listen to Mike's wise counsel and his words that no doubt are coming from above. I listened to it 3 or 4 times. Think about it, ponder, and pray about this as I have. And for me, this is a game changer. I've been trying to figure out my life, being raised by very abusive parents, where I was abused before I took my birth breath. And I'm serious, my father hated me because I came into existence. He said that I ruined his life. No matter what faith, whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist or Jewish or Muslim, I'm quoting Mike, all have experienced where good people have had to face horrible things in their life. And it's become an individual choice for each of us to decide whether we're going to cast our eyes heavenward and be grateful. This is a choice. And grow and become closer to God. You don't have to believe in a God. I'm not telling you that you have to believe like I do. I believe a relationship with the Lord is personal, but it would be wise to acknowledge a higher power. I don't care if you call him this flying spaghetti monster or Allah or God or Jesus or Lord or whatever. Just trust in a higher power. Or the other choice is to look downward. And we're going to look downward and we're going to be victimized by it and forever choose the pain associated with it. We can choose to feel that pain again and again, just like I chose to feel the pain about my mom and what she did to me. I took her a video of me playing my piano when I first began playing. I learned, I was really motivated to learn. I still am. And I made a video and I took it to my mom. I don't know how well it is, but I can leave a link in here. This is 3 months after I'm playing, so I know I have a talent. And I went to my mom's graveyard, her grave, and I was so angry. And I said, see, Mom, I can play. I'm not an idiot. Why did you do that? With the anger that I feel. It's not healthy because I've chosen to look downward instead of upward and onward. And I know you have pain. I know you're suffering. I get it. I know. And this is what I want this group is to support you, to know that you're hurting and know that things are bad and you can't help it. And you don't have others who love on you, support you. But I want to offer my support, my care. Please, I know fibromyalgia is becoming a suicide choice for many of us because we don't have pain management anymore. The war on opioids has destroyed us, and the drug addicts are turning to other drugs. So the suicide rate is going up. Okay, so anyway, I want to make somebody's week. Who can we choose? Who did we choose? Who did we choose here? Who's had a really hard time? Oh, she says it's made a big difference in her mood. Also, be sure and take let's see, Salam Exum. She says her battery died while she was sick. And yeah, shame on my mom, Sharon. Yeah, poor me. But you know what? I married that geek. And guess what? It turned out pretty good for me. I am very comfortable. I'm not going to say we're super wealthy, but we're not poor. Okay, so who did we pick? Yeah, we've all had to work through. And if anybody lose anybody for COVID? Okay, who did we gonna pick? Come on. Yeah, they always wanted to prescribe antidepressants. They don't help. Yeah, it's awesome to learn how to read music, but I've got anemia again. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Who had their selenium laxum? Do you think that she's had it the worst? Ocean Wave? Ocean Wave, do you think? Who thinks Ocean Wave and selenium? Come on, help me pick. Selenium, she went to go get her truck. Okay, you guys have to help me. Help me, help me. I can't do this twice. I only have 2. Who lost somebody from COVID recently? Who's lost a loved one from COVID? Anyone here? Oh man, you can tell I'm taking prednisone. Okay. Solanum laxum. Okay, who should I choose, you guys? Come on. Who should I choose? Solanum laxum. Are you back? Ocean Wave, are you back? Ocean Wave? Are you here, Ocean Wave? You're in the UK? Oops. Amber, let's see. Come on, you guys, you have to choose. Selenium, do you want number 1 or number 2? Come on, you guys. Who's had the worst week ever? Looks like selenium had a bad week. What do you think, guys? You think selenium? Solanum laxum had a bad week. Okay, where is she? Selenium? What do you think? Can you guys hear me? Put a thumbs up if you can hear me.
I'll have to just take 2 of your blocks, 2 of the blocks, and then I can put.
It looks like selenium. Okay, should we pick number 1 or number 2 for selenium? Selenium, do you want number 1 or 2?
All right.
We'll pick number 2 for selenium.
Put your bargain.
Okay.
You're gonna get into trouble.
That's what she gets. That's for selenium. All right. Now, we have a second envelope. Who would really appreciate number 1? Anyway, Ocean Wave. How about Ocean Wave? You don't know anybody's story here, but it's safe to say we have all had struggles. How about you, Amber? Have you had a bad week? Struggle? I don't know who to pick. That one's for number 2. Okay. Yeah, there you go. But you have to send me your address. Zelda at rconnects.com. I'll put it right here. Okay, we have one more giveaway. And somebody gotta help me pick them. Anybody lose their job or having a hard time making ends meet? That's my, okay, you have to send me your address so I can mail it to you. And if you're in the UK or whatever, that's okay. I'll have to do the exchange rate. Okay, who else? Who gets envelope number 1? It's not the same as number 2. Okay, who wants number 1? Who wants number 1? Number 1. Envelope number 1. Come on, tell me. Who needs number 1? Not as good as number 2. Yeah, when you get home, that's okay. All right. You guys got to help me. Come on. Who lost somebody to COVID? Who's sick? Who lost their job? I need somebody that lost their job. Amber or Ocean? Amber, are you still here? Ocean, are you still here?
Oh, no, I gotta do that this week.
Hello for Mama. Thank you for coming. I thank every one of you for coming. And I hope you sub me. Amber, are you working? Are you having a hard time? Ocean? Oh, Amber, you're still dealing with COVID. Okay, you get number 1. That's what you're going to get. This one's for Amber, and the other one is for Solomon. So I need you to give me your address so I can mail that to you. Anyway, I really appreciate what Mike said on profiling evil, and I want you to think about it is deciding whether you're going to keep looking down and you're going to miss the sunshine, or you can look up. It's not going to change your situation any by looking down, but looking up is going to change everything because you will feel better. Oh, okay, Amber, you haven't been able to work since, oh dear, okay. And then I'm going to have Dr. Stan Hatkoff. He is an attorney. He's a friend of mine, and he helps people win their Social Security for fibromyalgia. They are finally recognizing it. I won my Social Security in 1990, and I worked part-time. I like to work. I don't know why, but I just hate staying home. So I took care of an old man. I didn't need the money, but I just like doing stuff anyway. So go over to Profiling Evil, and it's choir practice number 15. I used to be a deputy sheriff, and I know they're both into law enforcement. And I think Mike worked for Motorola in Denver, and my husband knew his boss. If that's the same guy. Anyway, so go over to Profiling Evil choir practice and go to 1 hour and 39 minutes. I posted a comment on his video. I really like them, and what he had to share was epic and life-changing. And I think we need to, I know it hurts. I know we're in pain. I know we're suffering. Oh God, do I know. The pain is so bad sometimes. I just want to, it's like a monkey on your back that you can't get rid of. I would trade my beautiful home, and I'd live in a junky trailer park to be able to feel well, to not have this pain. I really would. I'd live in I wouldn't want to live in the street, but sometimes I see those people that are living in the street, and or at the store, I'll see somebody with kids, and I think, wow, how lucky they are. They don't have pain, but I don't know their story. But anyway, I want you to choose, not on everything, and see how that works out for you. See if that helps you have a different, you might feel better. I don't know. Maybe not. But like I said, take a hot bath when your pain is really bad. And I know you can't get pain meds anymore, but you've got to find a way to deal with it and keep going, because you have loved ones, you have family. Even though they're not supportive, I know, I get it. Been there, done that. So that's when I want to end my life here. Not in my life, the end of my life here. And I want to walk away with what Mike said. And that is, we can choose to look up. And I don't care if you don't believe in a God or the flying spaghetti monster, if you're Buddhist, if you're Muslim, your relationship with God is no one's business but you and God. That is between you and the flying spaghetti monster. I don't care what name you assign a higher power. But I think you'll feel better about things if you look up. So be grateful. I know it's hard to be grateful. And this is Thanksgiving. It's hard to be grateful. It's hard to be thankful when your pain is so bad and when you're suffering. It's hard to feel good. It's hard to be happy. But take a look at other third world countries. There's people with fibromyalgia there that have to work. and they're living in a third world country, and they're living in horrible situations. Like look in Brazil, the horrible. We had a foreign exchange student, Liza, who lived with us recently. We just adored her, and she shared with me those horrible places that some of those people live. There's a lot of them that dying of COVID. They don't know where they're going to get their next meal. Come on, people. If you got a computer, you're doing better than they are. So we need to be thankful about that. We got to find a way to be thankful, to be grateful. So I want to leave you with this words: to be thankful, be grateful, look up, be kind to others, be forgiving, be loving, be caring, be humble, but most of all, be kind. God bless you. I'll play a little bit here. But that's the end of the talking here. Ugh. Leslie, can you hold this for me? My friend Leslie here, her parents were terribly abusive, and she's had a hard time. Her father is just off the charts nasty. Okay, hold it right there. There's the monitor. Anyway, God bless you all. And I'll try to get through this. Prelude and Fugue in C major. It's Bach. I love Bach. Bach had a lot of heartache too. Okay, you can see what's going on. bless you.